Universal just opened Epic Universe, and when most companies would just be sitting back and admiring their accomplishment, Universal instead is stepping on the gas. Hello everybody, welcome. Universal just announced they are opening another theme park experience with dozens of other projects in the works. So today we're going to look at this brand new project coming and everything else that we know is on its way. Universal is absolutely killing it. They keep adding more and more into their theme parks division, and now it looks like we are getting dozens of additional theme parks and experiences in the coming years. Yes, you heard me right. I said dozens more. In the words of Karen Irwin, the president and COO of Universal Orlando Resort, even though Epic Universe feels like a finale, it really isn't. Not only are they looking to elevate Universal theme parks and their brand worldwide, but they also have their sights set on being the #1 theme park in the world. If you watch my previous videos, I talked a little bit about a New York Times article where Mark Woodbury, he's the chairman and chief executive officer of the Universal Parks and Resorts. You know that they are aggressively expanding and adding more theme parks into their portfolio in the coming years. That article also reveals that this is more than just expanding a little bit. It's more than just adding a new park like Epic Universe in Orlando. More than just trying to get a little bit more market share from big players like Disney. Mark reveals that they are going after Disney in a big way. He goes on to say that they want people to think about them first, not second, but they want people to think about Universal Parks and Resorts first, before even places like Disney, SeaWorld, Kings Island, Cedar Fair, Six Flags, all these heavy hitters, Knott's Berry Farm, all these, he wants them to think of Universal Parks and Resorts first. And not only are they saying it, not only are they talking about it, they're putting their money where their mouth is. They are actually doing it. A couple of months ago, I talked a little bit about how Universal is bringing up to 50 new parks and experiences around the world. 50 Universal parks? Holy cannoli, that is a lot. Okay, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. 50 might be a bit much, but we are talking at least about dozens of things coming. And it is happening. It is happening already. You can see Universal stepping on the gas. It's like almost every time I turn around, there's some new big announcement from Universal about something else they're building. Let's talk really quickly about some of the latest announcements that Universal has revealed. First, let's start with Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. This is opening in August of 2025. This is the year-round horror, basically Halloween Horror Nights experience. You're going to be able to go there 365 days a year. This is going to have 4 big houses. It's going to have Universal Monsters, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Scarecrow the Reaping, and of course Blumhouse's Exorcist the Believer. Those are the 4 big houses. It's also going to have scare zones. It's going to have entertainment. It's going to have food. It's going to be a party. This thing sounds awesome. Now, I was recently out at the location there. This is near the big, huge complex out in Las Vegas. It is essentially right next to, almost connected to the huge Area 15 there, which is like this multiverse of attractions. You've got the very famous Omega Mart experience there. We were there. We spent a lot of time in that area. I got a lot of great footage of the building and the construction happening as it was happening. This place is huge. It looks really cool. And it is going to be opening very soon. We're like a month away from this thing opening. It just looks awesome. But now we have another announcement of another Universal Horror Unleashed location coming to Chicago. Universal hasn't even opened the first Horror Unleashed experience in Vegas, and now they're already announcing another one. Like, they're throwing their chips on the table. They're not waiting to even see if this is gonna work. Are they gonna make money at it? Is it gonna be popular? They're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's do another one. Why not? So they're already building another location in Chicago. This is going to be on Chicago Avenue. It's the former Chicago Tribune building. It's going to be Universal's first branded experience in all of the Midwest. I grew up in the Midwest and I'm sitting there thinking, is that true? It is true. There's no other Universal experiences in the Midwest. So this will be our first one here. And so that's pretty exciting. We don't have any real details on what houses they're gonna have there, scare zones, etc., but the location looks pretty cool. It's right outside of the city. It almost feels like an abandoned warehouse already, even though it was a Chicago Tribune, but it looks pretty cool. It's got a good amount of space there. And again, they're adding another thing already. We also know the Universal Kids Resort is being built and constructed there in Frisco, Texas. This is opening in 2026, currently earmarked. This Kids Resort is gonna have so many cool things going for it. It's gonna have a DreamWorks hub with Gabby's Dollhouse. DreamWorks Shrek area is gonna be there. DreamWorks Puss in Boots and DreamWorks Trolls. So it's gonna be a lot of like kid-friendly, kid-branded DreamWorks areas in this big hub. Then it's gonna have Illumination's Minions area, which sounds really cool. A Jurassic World section and a Nickelodeon SpongeBob area. So like, I'm actually kind of getting excited about it myself, and I'm not a kid because SpongeBob, like, I'm a fan. Lots of cool DreamWorks stuff, Minions. I mean, it sounds really fun. It's also gonna have an on-site hotel as part of this resort. But what's important here to talk about is the size of this resort and the investment it's gonna cost them. Like, how much is it gonna cost them to build this thing? This area is only gonna be 97 acres, which is a lot, but it's not a ton. It's not as nearly as big as other theme parks. 97 acres is pretty good size for a park. So you think of like Magic Kingdom, a little bit over 100 acres. So you think 97 acres, that's pretty good. It's not really 97, it's about 30 something acres for the theme park itself. They've got some space for parking, space for the hotel, and then space for expansions. So it's not gonna be very big. In comparison, the entire Epic Universe area with all of their hotels and the expansions that they haven't done yet, that's around 750 acres. So quite a bit of size difference. And you think of like Universal Horror Unleashed, both of the locations there are much smaller in size and probably a lot less investment. So here's the kicker. In that New York Times article, Mark Woodbury talked about rolling these experiences out. He said, we're gonna roll out these types of experiences all across the world, specifically talking about things like the Universal Kids Resort and the Horror Unleashed experiences. Why? It's because of the cost and space required. You look at something like Epic Universe was a $7 billion investment. That's massive. Universal Kids Resort, on the other hand, you're talking about 152 million. Not billion, 152 million versus 7 billion. More than likely, the Universal Horror Unleashed is probably similar, much cheaper, maybe probably 150 million as well, maybe 50 million, maybe even less. I'm not 100% sure, but the investment in these experiences is so much smaller than a massive Epic Universe on its scale. So if you do the math, the amount of money it took to build Epic Universe, you could roll out 46 of these experiences like the Universal Kids Resort. For the same amount of money, you could roll out 46 Universal Kids Resorts for the cost of one Epic Universe. That's a huge difference. So that's where the math comes in when we start talking about dozens of new experiences. That's where it's coming from. They don't have to invest $7 billion to roll out these experiences. So why are they rolling out some of these smaller things? Why not do more big Epic Universe sort of attractions and theme parks? Why? Because they want to do brand building. They want to expose more and more parts of the United States and more parts of the world to the Universal brand. And a lot of these new things are designed to capture very young kids or families and also teens, if you think about it. So these are all like next generation people that they're trying to attract to the brand. You think of Universal Kids Resort, that's going to be kids and families. So you're getting adults, but you're also getting a lot of kids. For Universal Horror Unleashed, this is definitely going to be like the teen young adult vibe. The whole venue, I mean, adults like me are going to go for sure, but it's going to attract a lot of like teens and young adults because of the whole vibe of the place, all the things, the entertainment. It's going to be like a big experience, something you could do on a weekend or a Friday night. Let's go hang out at Universal Horror Unleashed. This is a very smart move because they're exposing more and more generations to their brand so that they can do big things like Epic Universe and have enough people interested in their brand to fill up Epic Universe and then some. So this really is just a brilliant strategy on their part. But they're not just doing small things. They're doing the Universal UK Park, which is another significant investment. Size-wise, we're talking 476 acres for the Universal UK Resort. That's huge. That's like half of all the space they have for Epic Universe, more than half. It's like 2/3 of the space that they have for all of the Epic Universe property they haven't even built on yet. And so they, not only are they going to build a sizable theme park over there, but they have room for way more, like more hotels, expansions, other parts to that, maybe even a shopping district they could add to that. So they have a lot of space to work with in the UK. So that is officially coming. There's an on-site hotel with the UK resort. We've got big brands like Paddington coming, Back to the Future, Jurassic World. They've got potentially a water world, maybe even a Wicked or Lord of the Rings areas, Minions, and then possibly some sort of Jaws or maybe 007 type attraction. So there's a lot of like really interesting, cool brands that I think people would be willing to go over to the UK for from the United States to see. But there's a couple of other things they're working on too in the existing parks. We got the new possibly Ghostbusters attraction replacing Rip Ride Rocket. Again, not confirmed, but I'm calling it Ghostbusters. I feel like that's what it's gonna be based on everything I'm seeing. Let's hope for the best, some sort of intimate, crazy roller coaster that's gonna be Ghostbuster themed. And we also have an epic expansion happening already. This was uncovered by the internet sleuth Alicia Stella Nova over there at Theme Park Stop. She does great work, love her, she's amazing. But she uncovered this new permit for a new building to be built. Now, we don't know what it is yet, but I will say the location of it is between Super Nintendo World and sort of the park entrance area. This is not one of the official expansion pads. A lot of people keep talking about how there's a new portal being built already, and that really is not the case. That is not what I'm seeing at all. I don't think this is a new portal at all. I think this is going to be one of two things. One, some sort of like theater, multi-use building attraction that's going to be built as another thing to do in Celestial Park, sort of a branch just like a Stardust Racers or the Constellation Carousel. Some sort of other use building there. Could be a theater, could be a show, could be just for like some sort of like events like a food and wine festival over at Epcot. It could be some sort of mixed use space like that. Or it could just be some back of the house or like warehouse type buildings that they need for whatever reason or for VIP private events. We don't really know. So more to come on what that is, but I think people who are saying it's a new portal and it's a new land or it's an expansion for Super Nintendo World, I'm not seeing that yet, but we'll see where that goes. And as soon as I know more, we'll talk about it. So overall, that's all I've got. Universal just keeps expanding in a big way. It's like nonstop. Every time I turn around, new thing, new thing, new thing. This new Universal Horror Unleashed in Chicago, new announcements every day. It's insane. They just keep pressing on the gas. They're really coming for that #1 spot. And I just can't say enough good things about what they're doing over there. I mean, just keep it coming because we are winning so hard right now. Like, us as the fans are just keep winning and winning and winning. Disney's doing a lot of cool things too, and it's pushing them to be better. So overall, it's a great time to be alive for theme park enthusiasts. So anyhow, let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this content. Love to hear your thoughts. Are you pumped? Did I miss anything? Is there any other things coming? Am I wrong about anything? I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Again, if you see me in the parks, please say hello. I love talking with all of you. Thanks again for watching. Until I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.